All right, it's time to learn about 6/8, and with 6/8 comes a completely new system of counting. It's similar to the one that we've been using in the past for time signatures like 4/4, but this one is a little bit different. So in a 6/8 time signature, the top number means that we have 6 notes in our measure, and the bottom number indicates that those notes are eighth notes. So we have a total of 6 eighth notes in every measure. Now, normally in music, we group eighth notes in groups of 2. However, with 6/8, we actually group these notes in groups of 3. And instead of referring to these eighth notes as 1 and 2 and 3 and, because that would be confused with 3/4, which would be very similar, we instead call these 1 lolly, 2 lolly. So you'll notice that in 6/8, there's actually 2 big beats and 6 small beats. 1 lolly, 2 lolly. So just like in our measures of 4/4, there's a limited number of rhythms that we can create in 6/8. For the purpose of this video, we're only going to be going down to eighth notes. We're not going to use 16th notes in 6/8 yet. If we're looking at only one big beat in our 6/8 measure, we can fill that with a dotted quarter note, a quarter note followed by an eighth note followed by a quarter note, and 3 eighth notes. So this time we only have 4 words that we need to learn, which is great. It gets a lot more complicated when we get into 16th notes, but for now, we're keeping it simple, only eighth notes, and there's only 4 of them. So what do these sound like? Well, in 6/8, remember we have 2 big beats. Those big beats are how we count our tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 1 lolly, 2 lolly. So our dotted quarter note is just every beat. 1, 1, 1, 1. Now our quarter note followed by an eighth note, we know that 1 and la are both taken up by that quarter note, which leaves li as the last eighth note. So that sounds like 1, li, 1, li, 1, li, 1, li. Now if we switch them around and put the eighth note first, the eighth note is 1, followed by the quarter note, which takes up la, li. So it sounds like this. 1 la, 1 la, 1 la, 1 la. And finally, our 3 eighth notes are just 1 la, li. 1 la, li, 1 la, li, 1 la, li, 1 la, li. So let's practice looking at these in the context of a full measure. In this measure, I have a dotted quarter note followed by 3 eighth notes. If we split the measure in half, we see 2 of our rhythmic words. The first one is just a 1. The la and li are silent because it's a dotted quarter note. Then the second half of our measure has 3 eighth notes. So we write out all of our syllables. 2, la, li. So altogether, this measure sounds like this. 1, 2 lolly. Let's try another one. This one's a little more complicated because we actually have to think about which beat we're saying out loud. When we split our measure in half and look at our first rhythmic word, we see that it's the quarter note followed by the eighth note, which we remember from our rhythmic words is 1 li. Then in the second half of the measure, it's reversed. We recognize this rhythmic word from our list before as 1 la or 2 la. So altogether, it's going to sound like this. 1 li, 2 la. So remember that with 6/8, only 6 eighth notes can fit in the measure, which means at most you're only going to be able to fit 2 of these words in any measure. If you have more than 2 words, that changes the time signature to be something like 9/8 or 12/8. So it's time to get used to a new system of counting. We're leaving 1 and 2 and with our simple time signatures like 4/4 and 3/4 and 2/4. And we're now moving into 6/8, 9/8, 12/8 with these 1 lolly, 2 lolly rhythms. If you have questions or concerns or you're confused, you know where to go, set up an appointment with me, and we can talk through it. Good luck. Happy practicing.